Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So this reading today, we're looking at the month ahead, the next 30 days, roughly, next month forward in front of you. And of course that starts whenever you find this video. Whenever you are called to watch it, that's when you're meant to watch it. So it may be right after I post it, it might be days, weeks, months, even years later. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I believe Spirit brings us to the messages we need when we need them. So trust in this timing, and all you have to do now is choose which group is meant for you. So I have 3 cards and 3 groups for you. The first group, group number 1, your card is Mending, and it's card number 52, if the number helps you choose. Card is Mending, and I'll hold that there for a second so you can get a good look. Feel free to pause the video if you want to take a closer look at the card. Okay. Group 2, your card is number 33, Chaos and Conflict. Chaos and Conflict. And group 3 is card number 43, and it's Deep Knowing. Deep Knowing. All right, all you have to do now is choose your card, choose your group, go down into the description box where you'll see a timestamp for the groups 1, 2, and 3. Click on the timestamp for the reading you want to go to, and it will take you straight there. All right, thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. All right, we're going to just take a look at the next 30 days, the month ahead for you. And that, of course, begins now, whenever you find this video, whenever you're drawn to it and are watching it. So your initial card is card number 52, Mending. Leave that there for now while we get some additional cards up. Starting with Lenormand cards. Your first card is the Sun. Then we have the Ship. Okay. And finally, the Bear. Just move these up just a little bit, make a little bit of room. Bear with me. All right, and we'll get your tarot cards down. All right, got the 5 of Swords. The Star. Ace of Cups in reverse. And one more as an advice card for you. And your advice card is the 9 of Pentacles. All right. Okay, give me just a sec. I'm just going to take these cards in and listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit. We'll start off with that, and then we'll go through the cards. So bear with me one sec while I listen. The first thing they're telling me is that this month is going to bring some opportunity for you in a form that you will appreciate. Those are the words they said, in a form that you will appreciate. Let me get a little more information here. Hold on. They're saying this month will bring some comfort, some guidance that you need or have been asking for, and opportunity that has been waiting in the wings for the right time. They're saying you're going to appreciate all of it. They're letting me know it will be a relatively easy month for you. In other words, no major hardships, no major obstacles, no major lessons to be learned in a challenging way. Not that it's all going to be 100% easy or 100% smooth sailing. But they're saying this is a time for you to become more aware of the opportunities around you, to become more empowered, and to appreciate all the things in your life that are available to you. So this is more about learning to be happy with what you have and what is coming your way than learning like difficult lessons. You know, some months it really, really, some months are really about learning through a bit of hardship. That is not your month, group one. All right, so let's start with your initial card. Your initial card is Mending, and they just said to me, putting the pieces together in an actionable way. Putting the pieces together in an actionable way. They're saying if you have been feeling a bit scattered lately, like you don't know which way to turn, you don't know which way to go, you don't know what to do exactly to move your life forward in some way, you're going to find this month brings some pieces together. It will help connect the dots for you so that you can move forward. It doesn't mean that this, wonderful blessings are going to fall in your lap. I don't get that, as much as I'd love to tell you that. But it is leading to blessings. It is leading to something wonderful because you're finally going to be able to see where something is headed and how to go about making that happen. Okay? All right, so looking at your Lenormand cards, we start with the Sun. This is where you are at the beginning of this 30-day time period, this month. Now keep in mind, timing is fluid and flexible, so it may not be exactly 30 days, but at the beginning of this time frame, they're saying you're going to be faced with some positive experiences, some that you may expect and some that are unexpected. But it's going to launch you into a month of positive gain, positive developments, positive mindset that it may have been lacking really in recent months. You may have been more doubtful, may have been a bit nervous, may have been a bit skeptical about whether something is going to work out the way you want it to or the way you're hoping it will. But at the beginning of this month, you're going to experience some positive developments that will launch you into a month of learning how well things can come together and how to appreciate those things when they do show up. Around the middle of the month here, we have the ship card. Now, give me just 1 sec. I just want to hear what they want to tell you about the ship here. They're saying positive movement. Positive movement in the direction of your dream. So whatever it is you're working toward, whatever your goals are, whatever you've been hoping for, striving toward, you're going to see some positive developments and some forward motion. It's like the month starts out with some good luck, essentially. Some positive feelings, some positive developments that give you hope. But by the middle of the month, it's not just hope. Things are moving forward in some way. They're saying you're going to experience it in a profound way. That's what they just said in my head. It's going to mean something to you. It's going to mean something to you. It's not just, getting lucky here, getting lucky there. It's the developments that show up, the progress that shows up, carry a profound message with them. You're going to learn something from these positive developments. It may be that you learn you're not alone and that you are being helped, even though in recent months it may have felt challenging and difficult. You're going to recognize that the challenges, the difficulties maybe had to happen, had to come about in some way to help you get where you are today and where you're going to be headed this month and beyond. It's all positive. They're not giving me any negative energy. It really is about, they're showing me right now, in my mind's eye, they're showing me like stepping through a curtain, like on a stage, stepping through a curtain. And the spotlight is on you. And you're realizing all the work you've done behind the curtain, all the practicing, all the rehearsing, if you want to put it back into theater state, theater words. All the work you've been doing will start to make sense now. It doesn't mean everything falls into place and everything is perfect this month. I'm not getting that, but I am getting that things start to come together. The pieces start to come together and things start to make sense in a way that they hadn't before. And it's going to bring a lot of hope with you and a lot of forward progress. All right, by the end of the month, we have the Bear card, and they're giving me this symbol that means money, money coming in, more stability in your finances, positive developments in your finances. If it's not money, then it's something that means as much to you as money. You know, I know not everyone is focused on making more money. Many of you are. Many of us are, of course. It's part of living. But for those of you who your goals are not financially based in any way, these are developments that bring you the assets, bring you the progress, bring you the developments that essentially make you feel more abundant, more taken care of, more stable and secure. Okay. All right, so that's wonderful news already, but let's get into your tarot card. So your first tarot card is the Five of Swords. This card is often about fighting, but they're giving it to me in a positive sense by saying it's something worth fighting for. You've been fighting for something. You've been working at something. There's been something that you haven't wanted to give up on. You haven't wanted to release the power of something in your life. Meaning, you know, if you're working toward financial or career goals, even though you haven't seen the developments you wanted, you're not giving up. You're moving forward. If you're working towards health goals, fitness goals, maybe you haven't seen the progress you wanted, but you're not giving up. Those are just a couple of examples to help you kind of put it into perspective. But they're giving you with this Five of Swords. You may feel like you've tried and tried and tried and got nowhere. But as this month begins, you're going to start recognizing that it was all worth the fight. It's all worth fighting for. And you're going to, of course, then start to see some positive developments that will prove that to you. Moving into mid-month, we have the Star. This is where hope comes in a big, big way. Developments that show up, again, they're giving me the word profound. They have a profound message with them. So it's not just positive things happening in your life, but positive things that change the way you think, change the way you believe you can progress into the future. Maybe even change how you see yourself and your role in your life. At the end of the month, we have the Ace of Cups reversed. I just want to hear what they want to say about this card, so bear with me. They're saying it begins on the inside. It's healing, it's positive feelings, it's hope, it's the development and the progress of joy, not in your outer world so much as in your inner world. It's a really positive new beginning for you, but it's on the inside. Again, where they're giving me this profound message of the developments that happen this month are going to change the way you see yourself, the way you feel about your path, about your life, about your goals, about what you're doing. It's going to change how you feel on the inside. The advice from Spirit is the Nine of Pentacles. And they're just telling me, keep going. Keep going. Maintain that positive mindset every minute, every moment that you can. And I know it's not possible, I think, for any of us or most of us to be positive all the time. But if you can remind yourself to keep that positive mindset as much as possible, it will help you. Remind yourself of your abundance. Acknowledge, recognize the abundance that's coming in, the positive developments that are coming in. Pay attention. pay attention and be grateful. Be aware of the good things coming your way, because that is kind of what this month is about. It's about, again, putting the pieces together, getting this positive jump start to the month and then progressing forward in a way that is going to change you in some really profound way. Again, they're repeating that profound message again and again. All right, group one, I hope that helps. I hope it brings you what you needed and helps you move forward into this month ahead. Thank you for being here. If the reading helped, if it brought you messages that resonated with you, helped you in any way, please give the video a thumbs up. It helps me know that our energies are connecting and resonating with you, and that the work I'm doing here is worthwhile. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much, y'all. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, group two. All right, today we're looking at the month ahead, the next 30 days. And this starts whenever you find this video. It might be right after I post it, might be months, years later, doesn't matter. You'll be drawn to this video when it's meant for you. So your initial card is card number 33, Chaos and Conflict. Get some additional cards down, starting with the Lenormand cards. And your first card is Mice. Then we have the Ring. And finally, the Scythe. Right, and then your tarot cards. Start with the Nine of Pentacles. Then the Knight of Pentacles. The Star in reverse. And one more as an advice card for you. And your advice card is the Emperor in reverse. Okay, give me just a sec, y'all. I just like to take the cards in and listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit, and then we'll talk through what's going on here. So bear with me one sec while I listen. They're telling me that this month does bring a time of disruption, but it is positive anyway. I know when you see chaos and conflict and you hear the word disruption, you think, oh gosh, or at least I would. Like, oh boy, I'm not up for that. But they're saying, no. It's not a negative thing. This is a shakeup in your life that is very much needed, where something has gotten stagnant. Maybe you've been in a rut. Maybe things have slowed down and you don't feel like they're getting anywhere. They're showing me like, what is it? You're showing me like two handfuls of glitter. They're throwing it up in the air. And isn't it so much more beautiful when the glitter is falling and you see it in the air, or like a snow globe when you shake it up? It's that kind of positive disruption that will bring you, they just said, bring you happier times ahead. Don't let the disruption affect you negatively. Don't even let the word disruption affect you negatively, because this is leading to a very good time for you. This is creating and opening up some doors for you that are going to bring you happiness in some way. So, okay, so let's start with the cards here. Your initial card, Chaos and Conflict. I feel like they've already addressed this a bit, but let me just hear. They're drawing my attention to the 33. That's the number on this card. And they're saying synchronicities. You're going to see some synchronicities this month, whether that be repeating numbers, a song that keeps coming up on the radio over and over, like every time you turn the radio on, it's the same song, that kind of thing. Synchronicities, things that keep happening or things that happen in a row multiple times. Pay attention to that. They mean something. Now, let me just see if they want to explain that at all. They're saying pay attention to what is on in your thoughts at that time when these synchronicities happen, because it will be a clue into what to expect as you go forward. Yes, this month will involve a little bit of chaos. I feel more so chaos than conflict. It feels like disruption, which is the word they gave me, rather than the negative, connotation that comes with chaos and conflict. It's more so the word disruption. But primarily with this card, they're highlighting the 33 and they're asking you to look for these synchronicities and pay attention to your thoughts when these synchronicities happen. What are you thinking about? What are you paying attention to? What's going on in your mind? What are you worried about at that particular time? Or what are you hoping for at that particular time? Pay attention. It's a clue. It's a clue. And they may show up in different ways. In other words, you may get repeating numbers as well as a repeating song or a repeating message or colors or animals that keep showing up in abundance in some way. Okay. All right. So your initial Lenormand card is the mice. And they're showing me, they're showing me, if you can see on this card, how the mice are going in and grabbing the grain out of the bag, But they're showing me a pair of hands doing the same thing, grabbing at something. And they're telling me in words, they're saying that you're scrambling to get somewhere or to get something. It's tiresome. They just said it's tiresome because you're not getting anywhere. It's a bit like digging in the sand, and the sand keeps falling into the hole. You're trying to dig a hole in the sand, and the sand keeps falling back into the hole. So you're digging and digging and digging, getting nowhere. It's not productive. It's not beneficial, but you feel like you have to keep doing this, right, in order to make some progress. They're saying they're going to help put a stop to that. The disruption that's going to happen this month is going to help you step away from the constant scrambling for something, the constant trying without any result. They're going to help you step away from that, see things from a different perspective, and come at it in a new way that will be productive, that will help you get where you want to go, help you achieve what you want to achieve, become who you want to become, whatever that means for you. All right. By the middle of the month here, we have the ring card. Now, keep in mind, time is fluid. May not be exactly 30 days, and this may not be exactly at 15 days, roughly, right? Roughly in the middle of the next month. They're giving you the ring card. And they're saying in my head the word cycle, but rather than living through a cycle again, you're actually breaking a cycle this month. Something that has been going on for too long, you're finally going to see a breakthrough. It's like when you experience something over and over and over again, and you think, this is never going to get any better. This is just my lot. This is as good as it gets. And the message being, yes, you've been here before, but you've not been beyond here. Now is the time when you get to break through that cycle and achieve something or reach a place you haven't reached before. Move beyond something that has been holding you back. It may be a behavior in your life, maybe something that has got you feeling stuck, like an addictive behavior, a coping mechanism. It doesn't have to be though. It can be any kind of cycle that you've been repeating over and over and over again. And again, it has something to do with trying to achieve something or get somewhere. Or hold on, they're giving me something. Bear with me one sec. There's something you've been focusing on. Even if you don't feel like you've been scrambling to achieve, you have been very focused on something and you haven't been able to achieve a breakthrough in that thing. But they're telling me you're seeing things through a very narrow lens. And that's why you're not making the progress you want to make or achieving what you want to achieve, because you're seeing things through too narrow of a lens. You have a bit of tunnel vision. They're going to help break that wide open. They're saying you're going to, I'm just going to tell you the words, you're going to skip through the darkness and into the light where you've not been before. So it's kind of like you're in a tunnel and blindly trying to find your way in something in your life. But they're showing me like this hammer. If, visuals help you. I'm a visual person, obviously. So visuals help you. They're showing me that you're in this dark tunnel. You're blindly trying to find your way. And they're showing this giant hammer that crashes down on the tunnel. There's rubble everywhere. It's a mess. It's disruption. It's a bit of chaos and change, but it shakes things up. And suddenly you go from being in the dark to being in the light. And you feel like you can finally walk away from a cycle that has had you feeling a bit trapped in some area of your life. And by the end of your life, we have the scythe. And this is your breakthrough. This is your breakthrough. This is when you, again, move from the darkness to the light. If you can see in this card, on one side of the scythe, it's all darkness and decay. And on the other side, it's light, it's growth, it's happiness. That's what this month is all about. It's a shakeup that happens that brings you into the light, that helps you move past a situation, a way of doing things, a way of coping, a way of seeing things, moving past that, not because what you're trying to achieve is on the wrong track. That's not it at all. It's just the way that you are focused on it. It needs to be broadened a bit. And this disruption is going to help with that. It's going to help you see things differently and help you move past what hasn't been working. All right, so into your tarot cards, we start with the Nine of Pentacles. And they're showing me this as you. You're very focused on what you want. You know what you want and you're going after it. You're trying, you're working, it feels like you're working very independently towards something. This is a very independent card. But where this card is normally very positive, they're giving me this sense of, yes, you are focused on something you want. But where she is looking directly at this one pentacle, right? You could see all these other ones around her, but her eyes are on this one small pentacle. They're telling me that's you. You are focused on this one small pentacle, this one small piece of what you want, or one small piece of how you think you can reach your goals, whatever your goals are, whatever it is you're trying to achieve. What you're not recognizing is all these other opportunities out here. And that's kind of how this month starts for you, is being right where you are, focusing on what you want, but not realizing that there's so much more out there for you and more ways of achieving it. But by the middle of the month, we have the Knight of Pentacles, where you're leaving this trail of ideas and options behind you. They're showing me in one way, it's a bit like a rocky hike where you are scrambling to, climb that hike, climb that trail, and you're leaving this dust of pebbles of rocks behind you. That's the disruption. It's a shaking up of the terrain that you are living in. It's shaking things up so that you can move forward. And you are moving forward, but look, you have this giant pentacle in your back. It's no longer small. And they're giving me this very clear message right now of thinking too small. So you may be, whatever you want, it may just be that you're not thinking big enough. You're not allowing yourself to expand to where your spirit guides know you're meant to be, or you're meant to go, or travel toward, or move toward, or achieve. But by the middle of the month, you're starting to move in that direction. The disruption happens. You're leaving the rubble behind you. In other words, the things in your life that are holding you back, the walls of the cave, right, that are keeping you in this place of feeling blind and unaware of how to get where you're going, that ends and you're starting to move forward. By the end of the month, you have the star reversed. Now, I just want to hear what they want to say about this card, so bear with me one sec. I just want to hear clearly. They're saying the star is where you have been. The star reversed is where you are heading by the end of this month. It's not a negative message. It's a message of going from the dark to the light. You see the stars at night. So you've always had this spark of hope, right? The stars in the sky. It's like you're in the dark. You don't know how to get what you want. You don't know exactly where things are going or how to get there. You're in a bit of the dark, but you're still focused on the star, just like you're focused on this pentacle here at the beginning of the month. But by the end of the month, it's all exploded. And if you can see the star, it does look a bit like an explosion. And you're cast from the darkness into the light, and there's clarity there. You haven't given up hope. You've had hope all along, but by the end of the month, your hope turns into a bit of reality, a bit of an eye-opening development here. Now, the advice from Spirit is the Emperor reverse. They're saying, don't try to manage this. Don't try to control this. That's part of what's holding you back, is you're feeling like you have to be the chief of your whatever you're working toward, your goal. Accept that some things are out of your control. Allow change, allow this disruption to happen without it rattling you too much. Just allow it to happen and play with this energy. Let it be fruitful. Let it be fun. Let it be a little bit frivolous. Don't take it too seriously this month. This change that's happening is helping you break through a cycle that, again, has been holding you back. If you try to manage it and control it and, sort of squeeze it in your hands too tightly, it's like squeezing your hands onto water. It will slip away. Instead, play with the water, right? Whatever comes, allow yourself to just experiment, to play, to enjoy. That's how you're going to get the most out of this month ahead. All right, group 2. I hope that helps. I hope it kind of gives you the insight you need as you head into this month. I feel like it's going to be a really interesting month for you. So best of luck. Drop me a message down below if you want to share what you've been working toward or working on. I always love to hear it and read your messages. And thank you so much for being here. If this reading helps you in any way, if you receive messages that are meaningful for you, I hope you'll give the video a thumbs up. It helps me know that our energies are connecting and that the work I'm doing here is worthwhile to you. So thank you for that. And have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. All right, today we're going to look at the month ahead. Whatever's coming for you in the next 30 days, and that starts now, whenever you find this video. Could be right after I post it. It could be, weeks, months, years later. Doesn't matter. I believe Spirit brings us to the messages we need when we need them. So accept the timing. And your initial card here is card number 43, Deep Knowing. I'll leave it there while we put some additional cards for you, starting with Lenormand. The first card is the Rider. Then we have the Stork. And the Lady. Okay, now let's get some tarot down. All right, we have the Page of Cups. King of Pentacles reversed. King of Cups. And one more as an advice card for you. Okay. Your advice card is the Page of Wands. All right, bear with me one sec. I'm just going to take these cards in and listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit, and then we'll talk about everything that's going on here. So bear with me one sec, y'all. They just said to me, if you can believe that something is going to happen for you, you will achieve it now. They just said you will achieve it now. They're saying in order to go farther toward your goals, your dreams, your whatever it is you're trying to manifest in your life, they're giving me you're trying to manifest something, trying to create something or do something you've never done before. You have to start by believing and then take the next step in that direction. That doesn't mean, knowing the entire path, the entire journey, or everything that needs to be done, but they're talking about start by believing, remove all doubt, and then take that first step in that direction. And then you will achieve it. Now, when they say you will achieve it this month, you will achieve it this month, they don't mean that all of your dreams and goals are going to manifest in 30 days. That is not what they're giving me, although I wish I could tell you they were. They are not. But you will know it to be true by the end of this month. You will know it to be true. There's, hold on, they're telling me something. Bear with me one second. They're saying you can achieve more than you think you can and more than you are acknowledging to yourself right now. You can achieve more in the month ahead than you currently believe. You will achieve what you believe you can this month. So why not open yourself up to believing more? Now, just telling yourself, okay, I'm going to earn $1 million this month. Telling yourself that isn't the same as believing it, right? Do I believe I'm going to make $1 million this month? No, I really don't. And no amount of telling me myself that I will change that belief. And that's what they're telling you to do, is to work on your belief. What do you know to be true? In your heart, not in reality, not in your mind, but in your heart. What do you believe can happen this month? Should everything work out the way, in the best possible way? Should all the stars aligned and everything come together just right? What is the best case scenario for you this month? Try to believe that. To try to believe in something that is so unrealistic is hard to do, like earning $1 million this month. But if you can actually believe something can reasonably happen for you, it's like this knowing that it could happen, it might not, right? But it could happen. It realistically could happen if all the stars aligned and everything goes well. If you can tell yourself, if it can happen, it will happen, and hold that belief in your heart, and then take the first step toward achieving it. You can't just believe it and then do nothing. You have to take a step in that direction. They're telling me you can achieve it this month. It is on your shoulders a bit, but they want you to know what's possible. So what do you think is possible? All right, so your initial card here, deep knowing. Okay, the first thing they're telling me, they're showing me these numbers, 43, and how 4 goes back to 3, right? They're saying it's taking a step backward and reassessing your situation. Where you have been does not mean that's where you are going. What do you want? What do you think? What do you know, right? This deep knowing. What do you know in your heart is actually possible? If everything goes well, if everything goes right, what is possible? Do you believe you can achieve it? If the answer is no, then you're right. But if the answer is yes, and you can continue to remind yourself to believe it, to foster that belief, fertilize that belief, water it just like a plant, and take steps toward it, you will be really, really surprised and shocked by the end of this month what actually comes about. They're saying you will be and you won't be. That's interesting that they just said that. You will be shocked and you won't be shocked. Because by the end of the month, your belief will be so strong that it will feel natural. You won't be surprised. Interesting. Because you will have known it was going to, as of today, you might be struggling with that belief, but by the end of the month, you will know it. And as it kind of unfolds, or it's put onto your plate and becomes real, it's just you seeing what you've already known was going to happen. It's interesting the way they put that. Okay, so your first Lenormand card, this represents where you're starting this month out, and it's the Rider card. You are moving forward. You're moving toward something that you want, whether it be a goal, an achievement, a way of life, a way of being. For each of you, it's going to be something different. But you're moving toward it. They're saying you're galloping toward it, which is interesting. You are starting to make progress in some way. And it might just be mentally, right? You might just be changing your mind about what's possible. Or you might be actually seeing some progress in your life. They're saying, but hold on. If you want to move forward faster and with more ease, they're saying just listen to the advice here. Listen to the advice here that you're getting in this reading. It will take you where you want to go more quickly than any other way right now. Okay. All right. By mid-month-ish, we have the Stork card. That's when something starts to come into being. There's they just said a new dawning on you. In other words, something dawns on you. You realize that what you are believing is possible suddenly becomes a knowing. Does that mean that you never have any doubt? Probably not. Because you're believing in something, you're knowing something, you're trusting in something that hasn't manifested yet. But it's a bit like being pregnant. You know there's a baby in there. Yes, something could go wrong, right? Tragically, things do go wrong. But if you hang on to that belief and that knowing and that trust that you will give birth to this child and it will be a healthy, happy baby, you can hang on to that belief, right? By the middle of this month, you get that dawning, you get that realization that it's a bit like being pregnant with a child you can't hold in your arms yet, right? Hasn't seen the light of day yet. You know it's there, and your belief is strong. So hang on to it. And then finally, by the end of the month, we have the Lady. And I just want to hear what they want to say about this card. So hold on one second. They're saying by the end of the month, you're going to be looking back. If you notice, this woman is looking back on by the end of this month, you'll be looking back on what you have achieved in the last 30 days, right? You will believe anything is possible. That's interesting. It's interesting. Because you're going to know that you helped make it so. You helped manifest it by fostering and fertilizing and watering that belief, that knowing, moving forward in that direction, and trusting that it will all unfold. You're going to look back at the end of the month, see what has occurred, see what has manifested, see what has come true, and how your belief is in alignment with what actually comes about. And you're going to know that anything is possible by the end of the month because of that. That's lovely. All right, so with your tarot cards, we start off the month with the Page of Cups. You're very hopeful. It's a bit of blind belief, right? Pie in the sky, pigs fly, all of that. It's a notion that something could happen, but it feels a bit ephemeral. It feels a bit like fog. It's interesting. They just gave me that, like fog. Something you can't quite touch and feel, but it's there. Does that make sense? So you're believing in something, you're hoping for something you want, something that's important to you, and you're holding on to that belief. By mid-month, we have the King of Pentacles reversed. This is you getting off your behind and doing what needs to be done to take you there. That doesn't mean you have to know right now, or even at this point, every step on the journey. But you do have to get up and move toward it. And you will. You will. When you really tell yourself and you work on the belief aspect of the knowing aspect of this baby that is growing inside of you or growing in your life in some way, your belief will help you stand up and do what needs to be done. You have to take the steps forward. You can't just expect the universe to do the work for you, unfortunately. You can want and believe and know something is going to happen, but if you do nothing, if you don't do your part, the universe will assume you're not serious yet. When it's important enough to take the steps toward your goal, and the belief is strong enough and the knowing is strong enough to help manifest that goal, you will achieve it. You will achieve it. And by the end of the month, we have the King of Cups. And they just said to me again what this card says, deep knowing. You will have a deep knowing. Yes, you're going to achieve something this month that you set your mind to, you set your heart to, you believe in, and you work for. You will achieve it. And if you were to put yourself in the shoes of where you are now, it might feel surprising, shocking. But again, like they said before, by the end of the month, there is this deep knowing that of course it happened. And you'll know why. And it will also lead you into the future to know, okay, what do I want next? Because you will know whatever you want and believe and know can happen in your heart, and what you work toward and take steps toward, the universe will work with you to help you achieve it. And then there's nothing you can't do. It is this deep knowing by the end of the month. And that's the most important development, right? Something is going to manifest for you this month. It's going to be what you decide. But the biggest message here is by the end of this month, you're going to know that there's nothing you can't do if you believe and know that you can and you take the steps forward. So the advice here from Spirit is the Page of Wands. Believe in it. Let yourself be inspired and motivated. Trust it. Have faith in it. And take steps forward. You can't just sit and wait for it to land in your lap. You have to try. But when you combine trying with believing and knowing, you can have it. And you will have exactly what you know and believe and work toward this month. They're saying it's a message of hope and of learning this month, because you're going to learn that what's been holding you back, what's been preventing you from making progress, it's only been you. Even if you can point at different circumstances in your life and say, well, but this happened and that happened and this boss or that partner, those are just realities that show up to confirm what you believe is going to happen. This month, the big message is that you can have what you want. Don't deny yourself that. Don't hold yourself back. You can do this. You've got this. All right, group 3, I hope that helps. I hope it brings you the message you needed. If it did, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe, drop a comment down below, whatever you feel called to do. I'm grateful for that. It helps me know that our energies are connecting and that the work I'm doing here is worthwhile. So thank you for that, and have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye.